Right now at 5, 4 fallen U.S. troops return home as fears of a wider conflict with Iran begin to mount. The latest on the growing tensions in the Middle East ahead. And a technical issue leaves riders stranded at the new Universal Kids Resort. Hear from a family who was on board. But first at 5, a heat dome has settled over North Texas. We're talking dangerous triple-digit heat with a heat index of 115 or even higher. This is a look from Chopper 8 early this morning when families were out taking full advantage of a splash pad at Plano's Meadows Park. Thanks for being with us at 5, everybody. I'm Teresa Woodard in today for Chris Lawrence with Chief Meteorologist Pete Delkus. It is definitely a time to drink plenty of water and stay close to the AC.
Water, stay inside, and keep an eye on your elderly neighbors.
Check
and
on your
kids
people.
in the back. Check
and
that
your
back
pets.
seat and the pets and all of that. So someone had emailed me yesterday. They said, "Oh, I hope you're taking care of your pets." And I'm like, "Of course."
I know, they're my babies, so
they
of course
are my
I
babies.
am.
Yeah. I got rid of the kids. The dogs listen, but they're all staying inside. Long as they go outside.
I'm glad your dogs listen. Mine do not.
Well, yeah, well, believe me, not all the time, but I guess enough. But yeah, keep an eye on all three of those. Your elderly neighbors, and please don't leave the kids in the back seat because the heat today was just like yesterday. We hit 106 yesterday. The high today so far 106, and we have a heat advisory through 8 p.m. on Thursday. Now, it doesn't include our Red River counties, but the Metroplex and south, and then off to the west, that heat advisory is in effect. So right now at Dallas Baptist, just what Teresa said, it's 105, but look at the heat index. It's 115. We have a little bit of a breeze at DBU right now. Dallas sits at 107. It's 100 in McKinney. Sherman and Gainesville both sit at 99. Then it's 103 in Bowie, 104 in Mineral Wells. Let me just step out of the way. Look at that. Terrell, Canton, Athens, Palestine, 102. Man, it is really hot. Then you throw in the heat index. That's not a mistake. We double checked that. It feels like 120 right now in Dallas. That's the heat index. So it is really, really hot. We had a little shower pop up. We still have one right here in the southeast side of Tarrant County, but that's gone here very shortly. So by midnight, it's still 91 degrees at midnight. We start tomorrow at 82 degrees. So another very, very warm start. I'll tell you, if we have a break in the heat, my 14-day forecast coming up.
All right, Pete, thank you. We want to give you a live look at the current grid conditions from ERCOT, the state's power grid operator. The agency says we set a new unofficial record for power usage on Tuesday when demand hit a new high of 87,403 megawatts. That is higher than the official record of 85,000 set back in August of 2023. Right now, you can see the grid is in the green, which means it is operating as normal with enough power to meet current demand. We want to note ERCOT has not issued an emergency alert or requested for Texans to conserve power. A spokesperson says this group is going to continue to keep Texans updated on grid conditions. They do expect ample energy to handle all of this demand.
Got you stuck on the Jurassic Park ride.
A trip to the brand new Universal Kids Resort in Frisco took an unexpected turn for one family when a ride suddenly stopped, leaving guests stranded high above the ground. WFAA's Richard Solomon explains what happened and what the park is saying about this incident.
This is Akash Takur.
It was not that really scary.
He loves roller coasters, and on Monday, it was his first time testing out Universal Kids Resort.
Akash is stuck on the Jurassic Park ride.
But the thrill came to an unexpected stop.
My reaction was, oh my gosh, not again, because this has happened to him a few times.
His mother, Marilyn, recorded as he and others were stuck on a ride in the air.
We were stuck up there for maybe 5 or 6 minutes.
It was 15 minutes.
15?
Mm-hmm.
Marilyn says this happened to him before at another park. And according to a spokesperson with the resort, a technical issue briefly paused the ride. The fire department was called as a precaution, and no one was injured.
It was more just how long are they going to be up there because it's very hot.
And she shares that concern with other parents. Earlier this month, some folks took to social media about the lack of shade. But the resort says it's already working to fix that issue. They said they will continue to enhance the park experience over time and add more landscaping and more shaded elements. There are already numerous splash pads and cooling stations available.
Guess what?
What?
I thought there was a good view up there.
So while his first visit included an unplanned pause, it doesn't sound like this will be his last.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not blaming the park. It's a new park.
Caution, I'm right here. Be careful.
I'm sure they're still working the kinks out on the rides.
In Frisco, I'm Richard Solomon.
We do have an update on that developing story we brought you on WFA News at 4 in Uptown Dallas. Crews have just cleared the scene of a gas leak that prompted evacuations earlier this afternoon. It happened near the intersection of Allen and State Streets. Dallas Fire Rescue says a contractor struck a 6-inch natural gas line. 183 apartment units did have to be evacuated. It was just a precaution, though. A hazmat team and Atmos Energy crews worked to contain and repair that damaged line. And good news, no one was hurt. Southbound Interstate 35W in Fort Worth back open this afternoon after a large oil spill briefly shut down all traffic. Crews were on scene for just over an hour to clear that roadway. Fort Worth police have not specified what led up to the spill, but we will bring you that update once we learn more. We want to get over to Stacia Wilson, who has been following a serious crash now on I-20 in Dallas near Highway 67. What's the latest, Stacia?
So, Teresa, this situation's been going on for over an hour now. I-20, we're looking at it from our Westmoreland camera. I-20 westbound right there at the US 67 intersection. You still have a couple of lanes blocked, and this is causing a significant backup. It extends almost all the way to I-35E. Now, once you get past this scene, right around the Duncanville area, traffic eases out and I-20 is looking a lot better, but you have slower traffic there. We'll continue to follow that situation, let you know when it clears. Here's a look at the rest of Metroplex. You can see traffic still heavy in parts of downtown Dallas near major thoroughfares, but our accident along I-30 westbound, fortunately, that cleared. And we are also watching another problem. So this is Loop 12 southbound. Loop 12 southbound at I-30, that intersection. You can see traffic's really backing up. You know, I show you this camera a lot around this time of the late afternoon, early evening, because it backs up when there are no problems. So now you've got this collision, and it looks like that backup extends all the way to Texas 183. So some areas to watch out for if you're heading out right now. Teresa?
Stacia, thank you. The body of a Carrollton soldier killed in action in the war with Iran is back home on U.S. soil this evening. President Donald Trump was on hand alongside Private Isabella Gonzalez's family for the dignified transfer. She was one of 4 U.S. service members killed in the Middle East in the last week amid the ongoing war with Iran. ABC's Christian Cordero has the latest on the dignified transfer of these troops and the threats of the war expanding.
Today, one by one, cases draped in the American flag were transferred from a military jet onto American soil. Military personnel escorted the bodies of the 4 fallen service members at Delaware's Dover Air Force Base in order of rank. 25-year-old First Lieutenant Tyler James Feehan of Hawaii, 30-year-old Sergeant Michael Emmanuel Swinton of North Carolina, 28-year-old Sergeant Angel Rampersad of New York, and Private Isabella Gonzalez of Texas, just 19 years old. President Trump was among the guests in attendance meeting with the families before the dignified transfer.
They're their children. There's no games, no nothing. That's their child. And all you can do is throw out your heart.
The Pentagon says 3 of the fallen soldiers were killed during Iranian airstrikes at a U.S. base in Jordan. Sergeant Swinton died from injuries he sustained during the controlled detonation of an Iranian drone in Iraq, according to the Pentagon. Their deaths mark at least 18 Americans killed so far in a war that continues to escalate. Trump today in a social media post threatened to bomb one bridge or power plant anytime Iran shoots at a ship in the Strait of Hormuz. Iran responded on state media threatening to retaliate against any such strikes by hitting bridges and other infrastructure in the region that the U.S. relies on.
In addition to the human toll, Defense Secretary Hegseth told senators yesterday that he estimates the war with Iran has cost an estimated $37.5 billion. Christian Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Multiple law enforcement agencies are investigating a shooting involving Plano police that actually happened inside Carrollton's city limits. It happened around 4 this morning at a racetrack off International Parkway. Plano police say they saw a burglary in progress, went to intervene, and shots were fired at officers. Police fired back and hit one suspect. He was taken to a hospital. Police say there were a total of 4 suspects involved and 3 were juveniles. We just learned police do believe these suspects could be tied to other similar incidents in and around Plano.
A thorough investigation will be conducted by both Carrollton PD and the Plano Police Department, and we'll make sure that we get all the facts out.
We know this afternoon no officers were hurt.